Hello everyone and welcome on back to some dash auto repair. Today we have a 2014 Mercedes Benz C300. This thing is sharp. We are replacing the DRL on the driver's side. Here is the replacement. Got off eBay for like 80 bucks, or actually it was 40. The other one over there works. We are swapping this one out because as you can tell, there's some condensation inside, which has burnt out the LEDs. So we just need to swap it out. So stay tuned. We're also going to be replacing the battery in this video. So this is a two-part video, replacing the passenger DRL LED, daytime running light, and then also replacing the battery. So first, and this part gets confusing for most people, how do I open the hood on a Mercedes Benz C300? Well, let me show you. So going over to the driver's side, of course. Going right underneath the headlight function, the parking brake function, and then you're going to see a red tab. You're going to pull it, stick your finger in there and pull it towards you. Did you hear that? That is the hood. There, we're going to come back out. All right, that is how you pop the hood. Just lift it up. Now there should be a tab. Yeah, there's the tab. Okay, so the tab is on this side. So the badge is right here, tab is right here. Put your hand, thumb in, and lift that up, because there's the mechanism. All right, the battery is behind here. So we're swapping out the DRL, like I said, and we are swapping out the battery. All right, well, let's get it. Let's replace that battery and let's replace that DRL. Stay tuned. Sheesh. Alrighty, so let's get started on the battery. There are 3 clips that are holding this bad boy in. One is back here. Simply just turn it. The other one is back here. Pull it up. And the other one should be, there are only 2. You just pull it out. This little box, this little air box, to help with like the cabin filter and whatnot, which is up there. Set this to the side. All right, and as you can see, we have our battery. So this one, how old is this battery? I do not see a date on it, but regardless, it needs swapped out. So there's a little red positive terminal cover. Set that to the side. And basically we have a 10 mil here, and then a 10 mil over here. So let's get to it. All right, and we're back. So I wanted to adjust some of the lighting a little bit because it's back in an area that's pretty dark. So anyways, if you wanted to jump your car for any reason, with the Benz, at least this particular model, do not use the positive and negative terminal cables on the battery. They have given you posts to use. So you have this little flap right here, which you just simply turn. This is where you can clip the positive terminal of your cables. This is where you can click the negative terminal. Down here, there's a little, oh, I don't think the camera can see that. See that? There's a little knob. That is a great ground to clip the ground and the positive over here. So if you wanted to jump start your car, that is the way to do it. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna take off the 10 mil. Negatives off. Set that to the side if you can. Okay. I'm going to take the washer nut on this one, because I don't want to lose it, although I almost just lost it. All right, so I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, now wiggle the positive terminal off, and we're off. set that a little bit over to the side if you can. It's a bit weird, this butt's kind of tight. All right, but don't forget to remove this. This is what holds on the terminal. All right, so now we're simply just gonna lift this bad boy out of here. See if I can do it with one hand. I cannot. Oh, wait a second, there are tie downs. Yeah, so let's focus on those tie downs real quick. All right, so back in the back, sorry, the right side, where the positive terminal is at, we have 2 bolts, 13 mil. Just gonna pop them out. See if I can get to it without blocking the camera. Yeah, I can't, it's gonna be weird. So 2 bolts to the right that are holding the battery in. I just wanna get them out. Easy. The rest is going to be the power tools. So, just got to find my extension. I know. I found it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop those bad boys out real quick. You might not be able to see. Just know. I'm down here. I'm actually going to take you guys down here with me. Show you where these are at. Right there. Another one there. Those 2 13 mils need to come out. That is what is securing the battery in. Okay, so let's get it. Camera back on here so I can do what I need to do. Grab this battery out. Alright. Taking out my 13 mil. Alright, grab these nuts. It's kind of a tight squeeze, so you won't be able to see me grab them, but just know that is what I'm doing. Okay, there's the bracket that is holding it on, and the 2 bolts. Set those aside. Now she should come out. Alright, so kind of wiggle a couple things out of place. Be sure not to break anything, especially when you're coming out. This thing is heavy. You don't want to hit or rub anything. I may even zip tie this, but we'll see. I'm just gonna go back this way. All right, and the battery is out. So we have a lot of wide open spaces. Just vibing in there. So much space. All right, so reverse process to install it. I still need to go get a battery with another car. So I'm not gonna replace it right this second, but right now the battery is out and we're gonna focus on the DRL light. All right, stay tuned. All right, y'all. So to get this off the DRL, there are 4 T20 Torx screws. You should probably be able to see them in the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4. So pop those bad boys out with a screwdriver or a drill. When you have the screws, set them aside in a safe place. And one more. Okay. Slide it out. All right. There's our DRL. So just pops out simply like that. There's a little clip that you pull out, I believe. Yes. Oh, there's a little clip in there. Okay. So I need to get a screwdriver real quick to pop it out, or a pick work. So, little connector right here. Don't push too hard. Okay, see how that just released it? Now I should be able to remove it. Alright, that's in there. That ain't it. Alright, let's see, I gotta figure this out. Alright, and we're back. So, we took off the torque screws, the 4 of them. And here is our DRL light is attached to this. There are a couple clips holding it in. I'll show you how to release those, but first we're going to focus on this because this seems to be very difficult for a lot of people to understand. So what it does, this clip, it locks in place. It has 3 mechanisms, so to speak. Locks in place, which is right now. You can take it out of place by pushing and holding this pin. See how this released? And then you push down on it. And what that will do is that will allow you to remove it. So, see how it's wet? Looks like it was contaminated. We're gonna clean that up, but that is how you take this off. So, locking position, this position, and then you gotta push down on it. See how I'm pushing down on it? That will allow you to release it, poop, and pop it out from this little tiny lip that it connects to. All right, so now these clips need to come out. So we just need to push down. Let's focus on these. I'm gonna get this on a bench so you guys can see it. All right, so we're back on the bench. We have this, and we have some tabs to release. So you can push down. Actually, yeah, these are the tabs we want to move. What we need to do is it looks like it's held on by that back clip. We just need to push it. So we're not going to push too hard with our Phillips. We're going to see if this allows us to release it just a little bit. Please do not push too hard. You could break it, as you know, plastic is very brittle these days and used for everything. Okay. This mechanism is not working. There it is, yeah. All right, so it does work, cool, all right. So you just pull this tab that way towards, and then there's a little clip that it slides onto that releases. See, that nice little pop. Okay, so I got these 2 sides done. And I'm not pressing hard with the flathead. Just enough to hear that click. Okay, there's a click over here. And that one. Click back on. So this so you guys can see it. All right, we're off. Here's the old DRL. See, it is all messed up. There's water all in there, so it's all burnt out. So you're here to swap that out with this one. Hopefully I got the right one, and it looks like I did. Thank you, Jesus. So this is the aftermarket one. This is the standard Benz one. But why would I spend $120 on one singular DRL? I can get the same thing with this. They're just little diodes. Cool. All right, so now we want to pop this bad boy in. So to do that, you just align it up properly. push, and all 4 of those clips are going to clip in. All right, as you can tell, it's secure and it looks pretty flush. Looks like it fits. Take that, Benz. Not spending a crap ton of money on your crappy parts that don't even seal properly. I hope you're listening. Quit scamming people. All right, now we're gonna connect the connector back on the car. We're gonna put it in the lock position as well, and then we're gonna put these bolts back on. All right, stay tuned. All right, we're back. So we have our newly installed DRL. Here's the connector. It looks relatively fine. You could spray it with electrical connector cleaning if you want. You can put electrical lubricant in there as well, but we're just gonna go ahead and plug it in. Looks pretty good. Okay. Give it a nice push. Verify that she's on there. All right, she's locked in place. Ah, that's what it does. Okay, so had to refigure out the mechanism real quick. And I went ahead and locked it back. These things are finicky. Just put a simple clip in here, guys. This is a Germans, and I was born in Germany too. Gotta wiggle it on there pretty nicely. Okay. All right, now I'm locked in. Now it can't come out. I'm putting a lot of force on this. Nothing's coming out. Cool. So we're in. We're going to go ahead and place it back in to its spot. Look at that. Looks really nice. So do not strip these bolts. The Torx T20. Put it in nicely. Okay. Okay. There's 2. There's 3, and then the last one. There's 4. So now we've successfully replaced our DRL. All right, guys, welcome on back. So we replaced the DRL. We tightened the T20 Torx screws, and now my mess is still over here from the battery that we did earlier in the video. We're going to swap that out. So let's get right to it. Put the new one right in. All right, everyone, we're back. I came back from AutoZone to get a new battery. I'm gonna put that in. First, I'm gonna take the caps off of it. All right, I'm gonna swap that bad boy in. It's pretty heavy. Just make sure you're not pinching any wires. All right. Looks like it's set in there nicely. Beautiful. That is great. So now we need to put the bracket back on. Then we had our 2 13mm bolts. Put those on before securing it, or before putting on the terminals. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of cut you guys off real quick because it's a tight spot between the camera and all that. But basically it's just reverse procedure. I'm putting the screws in by hand, making sure that the lip hits where it needs to hit. On the battery. I'm having a tough time getting to that last one, so I'm gonna go this way. All right, so I'm gonna finger tighten that. Go in there, bub. There you go. Okay. This little bolt is being a little finicky. All right, got it in there. Okay, that side's tight. Tighten this side. Get the butts tight. That battery ain't going nowhere. Now, what we need to do is we need to remove the positive terminal cap on the new battery, if you have one. I do. We have to put this part down, which will allow us to put the positive terminal on. So if you want, you could just put it underneath, just like that. We're gonna shimmy our positive terminal cable back on. Make sure not to break any sort of clips or anything. Be gentle. All right. So we're in there. Put this lip back on. All right. So I have the positive terminal on. I'm having a hard time keeping this nut right there, so I think I'm gonna get a little flathead real quick to kind of stick underneath there, or screwdriver or whatever. All right, so I'm just kind of holding it in place, putting the 10 mil back on with the washer. All right, so that is on. I'm gonna put the negative side on. That is now on as well. All right. Okay, negative side is on, positive is on. Let's make sure they are tight, not too tight. Okay. Okay, that's on, that's on. They're both on. At this point, you can put the cap back on for the positive side. I would recommend doing this as it just keeps debris and stuff out of there. All right, so that cap is on. All the clips are good. You probably saw my big head in there, but you get the idea. Big head, no big head. So, all right, so I tightened both terminals down with a 10 mil. They're both on there and they are solid. So now the next thing we need to do is just put this bad boy back on. And there are, should be 3 clips, but one of those clips are gone. So there are only 2 clips. So one is on the box and one is over here. If you guys can see that, over here. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this in place. Okay. All right, we're in over there. And we're in over here. The airbox is now officially in there. Cool. And job well done. You have replaced the battery on a C300. You've learned how to open the hood, and you've also learned how to replace the DRL down here. So if you like my video, like, share, and subscribe. I'd really like one of these of my own. So support my page, guys. I'm trying to get my wife a new car. All right, so let's get her something real nice. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, Dash Auto Repair out. Peace. Just wanted to show you guys real quick what it looks like, the new one, comparison to the stock one, stock aftermarket. Looks exactly the same. Don't spend the extra money if you don't have to.